Hi friends! Should we begin the second part of episode 6 of Infinite Korean History, featuring King Beopheung of Silla, the king who built a land of Buddhism and the bone rank system? We're talking about King Beopheung in 4 parts. First, we looked at the achievements of King Jijeung, who built Silla's foundation. Second, we learned about the actions of King Beopheung and Silla's unique social system, the bone rank system. Now, let's move quickly to the third story. The third story of King Beopheung, Ichadon.
Ichadon, I will not let your sacrifice be in vain.
Your Majesty, please let Buddhism spread far and wide in this land.
Have you ever heard of a man named Ichadon? He lived during the reign of King Beopheung. Because of him, a major event occurred that turned Silla upside down. Who was he and what exactly happened? From its founding, Silla was a nation that believed in various folk religions. Folk religion refers to unique religious customs practiced in different regions. For example, people worshipped various gods ranging from the sun and trees to animals. Oh, great sun!
Great tiger, please grant my wish.
We must believe in the sacred tree that always stays in its place.
Because people believed in different gods, it was difficult to unite their hearts. So King Beopheung wished for a powerful religion that all citizens could believe in together.
We need a religion that can bind the hearts of the people as one.
The religion King Beopheung had in mind was Buddhism. Goguryeo and Baekje had already accepted Buddhism. In those nations, people served their kings with one heart because, in Buddhist countries, the king was considered as precious as a Buddha.
Our Goguryeo was the first to accept Buddhism.
Everyone treats me with as much devotion as they do the Buddha.
Naturally, people followed whatever the king said, right? King Beopheung also wanted to adopt Buddhism to strengthen his royal power, but he failed time and again due to the opposition of the nobles.
Our Silla must quickly make Buddhism the national religion.
Just then, a young official named Ichadon, who was a descendant of the royal family, visited King Beopheung. Proposed a startling way to make the nation accept Buddhism. King Beopheung was shocked.
What? That's an impossible plan.
Your Majesty, this is the only way. Please grant my request.
After much deep thought, the king decided to follow Ichadon's will. What was his proposal? A few days later, Ichadon entered a forest that every Gyeongju citizen considered sacred, claiming he had received a royal order. He then began recklessly cutting down the precious trees, saying he would build a temple there.
Hurry and cut down the trees.
The news spread in an instant and reached the ears of the nobles. The startled officials rushed to the palace. They demanded to know if words of Ichadon were true.
Your Majesty, did you really order Ichadon to do such a thing?
I know nothing of this. I will look into it.
The king flatly denied giving such an order. He then commanded that Ichadon be arrested immediately to verify the facts. Shortly after, Ichadon was brought before the king. He boldly stated that he had acted alone to make Silla accept Buddhism.
I did this to bring Buddhism to Silla. My actions were not wrong, Your Majesty.
Hearing this, the king pretended to be furious and ordered Ichadon to be beheaded for the crime of falsely using a royal command. The officials were shocked by the king's cold and firm order.
How dare this impudent man? Take him away and behead him at once.
Heavens, to kill him just for cutting down some trees.
This was all part of Ichadon's plan. Before he was executed, Ichadon shouted in front of all the officials,
When I die, a miraculous event will surely occur.
As soon as Ichadon was executed, a mysterious miracle happened just as he had predicted. Milky white blood gushed from his neck, flowers rained from the sky, and the earth shook violently. Seeing this, the nobles and the crowd believed it was a miracle of the Buddha.
My goodness, what is happening?
Look, Ichadon's prophecy was true.
Furthermore, having seen the terrifying sight of the king who beheaded his cherished official, the nobles did not dare defy him. Thanks to Ichadon's sacrifice, Buddhism was finally accepted in Silla. Isn't it a mysterious and fascinating story?
Ichadon, I will never forget your sacrifice. Boo-hoo.
The fourth story of King Beopheung. Buddhism. By the way, why did the three kingdoms compete to introduce Buddhism? Was it only because it united the people and made them serve the king as a Buddha? Shilla's fate began to change the moment it accepted Buddhism. Let's learn a bit more about Buddhism.
Now, all three kingdoms have become Buddhist nations.
In Buddhism, there is a concept called samsara. It's a bit of a difficult term, isn't it? Samsara means that the current life is not the end, but that we are born repeatedly in a continuous cycle. If you do good deeds, you can be reborn as a human. If you do bad deeds, you might be reborn as an animal. So, how should we live? We should do many good deeds, right? Bingo! That's it exactly.
I was poor, but since I lived a good life, I can be reborn as a human again.
From a Buddhist perspective, people believed that the king was able to be reborn as a king because he was an incredibly good person in his past life. Thus, the people viewed the king as a living Buddha. Even the high nobles were thought to have done many good deeds in the past, though not as many as the king. Silla, which accepted Buddhism the latest and with the most difficulty, became a nation that valued Buddhism more than any other. Even the name Beopheung means the king who made the Buddha's teachings flourish. King Jijeung, who succeeded him, even became a monk in his later years. Since then, Shilla's Buddhism blossomed day by day, becoming the driving force that made Silla grow into a nation of beautiful culture and mighty power. There is a reason why we must consider Buddhism of Silla important. It's because Silla further developed Buddhist culture after unifying the three kingdoms, and that spirit was passed down to the Goryeo dynasty. During the Joseon dynasty, Buddhism lost some of its influence due to Confucianism, but the Buddhist spirit continued to live on through the common people. Today, it remains one of the representative religions of the Republic of Korea. In fact, 4 out of 10 religious people in Korea are Buddhists, so it's a very significant religion, don't you think? Welcome to the land of Buddhism.
What a grand Buddhist festival.
Buddhism is being completely ignored because of Confucianism.
The temples at night are beautiful, aren't they?
You can think of the roots of today's Buddhists as originating from the Buddhism established by King Beopheung of Silla. Don't you think we should remember King Beopheung as he influenced our lives even today? He was a king who built a solid foundation to make Silla strong and had a huge impact on our Buddhist history. Following his father, King Jijeung, during a short period of peace, King Beopheung carefully took care of Silla's politics, society, and culture, remarkably increasing Silla's national power. Now Silla, which had always been treated as a weak state, grew tall enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with Goryeo and Baekje. At this time, a great sense of expectation bloomed in King Beopheung's heart. The belief that King Jijeung, who would succeed him, would surely opened Silla's golden age. His thought became reality. Shortly after, King Jijeung opened Silla's greatest era of prosperity. King Beopheung probably watched that scene from heaven with a satisfied smile.
Since I've built the foundation well, Silla's golden age will surely come soon.
Now, the story of King Beopheung has come to an end. You know quite well now about King Jijeung and King Beopheung, who wanted to develop Silla, right? Isn't it amazing that the Buddhism King Beopheung accepted still has a great influence today? Next time, we will finally learn about King Jijeung, who made Goguryeo and Baekje lose their pride and created Silla's greatest golden age. There are many interesting stories, so please look forward to it. See you next time. Bye.